Well, Germany dominated European football last season with two sides from the Bundesliga in the Champions League final. But what sort of tactics can British teams expect to play against this season? Jonathan Wilson looks into detail at how the top European teams could line up this year.
The key difference between the German style and tiki-taka, the way Barcelona have played, is quicker, it's more muscular, it's more direct. Borussia Dortmund have an interesting variant on that, known as gegenpressing. Rather than everybody in the team pressing all the time, which is exhausting, they focused on one player. So say they picked out the right-back as a player who technically wasn't quite as strong as the other players in the team. So they basically gang up on him. You have three players who will close him down every time he gets the ball. But it's not just those three players, not just one wave, it's everybody. The whole team, as a unit, moves to close him down. So three players will go tight to him, you then get a second wave, cutting out his passing options. Bayern Munich this season, with Pep Guardiola coming in, have changed the way they're playing. They're not playing a 4-2-3-1, they've gone to a 4-3-3. What that means is it's much more attacking, there's only one real holding player, and that perhaps makes them more vulnerable defensively. Now, at the moment, Mandzukic is still the third choice of Guardiola. It may be, when Mario Götze is fit, that changes, and he starts to play as a false nine. And that was something that Guardiola really pioneered at Barcelona with Lionel Messi. And the strength of that, imagine Barcelona playing against a 4-2-3-1. It's Messi marked tightly by a centre-back, except he doesn't play there, he plays much deeper. What that does, it creates space for him to play in. It also gives the defence a problem. If they leave him there, if they do that, he can operate in that room. But if they go tight to him, it leaves a space. And that means that the wide man can cut in field. It means that they're vulnerable to very simple passes through that area. And that's the strength of a false nine. Real Madrid have made a lot of acquisitions this summer, and they've really got an embarrassment of riches in this area. Isco has come in and played very well in the central area, but with Ozil to the right, coming in field, Cristiano Ronaldo, who naturally drifts in field, you end up with a lot of congestion in this area. So what they may end up doing is switching to something approximating to a 4-4-2, but really the Brazilian style, which is a 4-2-2-2. So you have Khedira and Modric at the back of midfield, Xabi Alonso when he's fit, then Isco, Ozil, Di Maria occupying these areas, and then two centre-forwards, one of whom perhaps will be Cristiano Ronaldo, who will just drop off slightly. Now this shape, this 4-2-2-2, is really what we've seen PSG, another one of the summer's big movers in the transfer market, we've seen them doing. They've brought in Edison Cavani to play alongside Ibrahimovic, Lucas Moura to the right, on the left, Pastore, Lavezzi. Now, going forward, that's fine, that works very well. Their problem is when they lose the ball. None of these four players particularly like to track, so if we bring in a team playing 4-2-3-1, what you see is a big danger here that the two holding players, maybe Matuidi and Thiago Motta, end up being outnumbered 3-2. The only team with a realistic chance of winning who will play with the back three, Juventus. Now, the reason we've seen the back three go out of fashion is it was really set up to play against teams playing with two centre-forwards. So what you see there is they have three defenders against two, so two markers plus a spare man. The wing-backs could then drive back the wingers, like that. What you end up with is here, you have a 3v2, so you're overmanning in the middle and you're overmanning at the back. The problem comes when you're playing against a team that only plays with one centre-forward. You do have problems if you're trying to control possession. If your wing-backs get forced back, what you then see is you have two defenders against two forwards, you have 3v3 there, but these players, the full-backs, are totally free. They can occupy all that space if they want to, so that gives the team playing with a single centre-forward against three at the back huge advantage in that the full-backs have freedom, they can help out where needed. So Juventus playing a back three, every other contender playing with a back four, either 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, or this season, perhaps a modified 4-4-2.